Hello everyone, my name is Mohammad Gulam Ghaus. In this project, we are going to model a oil well, and later on, we are going to construct a IPR curve of that oil well, and after that, we are going to construct a VLP curve, and finally, we will construct a final output of our well performance, that how our well is performing day by day. And now I will take you to the screen of Prosper software. Here, as you can see, the option summary window. It is basically, when you click on this, we have to enter the basic details of our well. So for example, here we can see the which type of fluid we are dealing with in our well. So it is, I am dealing with oil and water. So we are having options like dry and wet gas also, and retrograde gas condensate. Like that, we are having so many fluid models. So I am using oil and water. In method, there are so many methods like black oil method, equation of state method. Like there are so many methods. I am using black oil method, and you can select here which type of separator we are using in the operation currently. And I am using the single stage separator. And do we are using any emulsions in our well, we can select here. So I'm not using any emulsions, so no. And hydrates, if you are using any means if you are having any hydrates in your well, so you want to means you want warning about that hydrates, means then you can enable warning. And there is no danger with hydrates in my well, so I'm disabling this. And here you can see the water viscosity. I'm using the default correlation. And viscosity model, I'm using it's as Newtonian fluid. And now it comes to well part. Here we are using the which type of flow we are dealing with. Like I'm dealing with the tubing flow. There are also annular flow and tubing plus annular flow. It is actually production from where the oil production is currently proceeding in your well. So there are, as we know, when there will be a production from oil from tubing, as well as in annulus, from annulus also. And we are having the production from both. So I'm presently my oil well is producing from tubing flow, and my well is a type producer well. And I'm leaving this as the default, and I'm done with this. Now it's part for entering the PVT data. So now, when we have to enter the PVT data, we should have a data of our oil well, that what is the solution GOR of our well. So my solution GOR of my oil well is 400 standard cubic feet per stock tank barrel. Now, what is the oil gravity of my well? It is 30 API. Now, what is the gas gravity? It is 0.75 specific gravity. Now, what is water salinity of my well? It is 80,000 ppm. Now, with this, here we can select different correlations, like which type of correlations we are dealing with. I'm dealing with Glasgow correlation. And which type of for oil viscosity, which type of correlation you are dealing with. It is Bell et al. Correlation. So I'm done with this. So now, as you have seen, I have entered the basic data, that is PVT data, and also the basic summary data of my oil well. Now, the main part here comes, that we have to enter the equipment data, different equipment data. Now, starting with, for this, I'm editing all. I want to enter the all data. Now, I will edit with this. Now, here, as you can see, the data has came like you have to enter for deviation survey. So now, first of all, my measured depth of the surface 0, and true vertical depth at the surface is 0. Now my well has gone up to 8,000 feet. In this software, we have having a very good option, that here we can when we right click this, here we can select our means in which units we are dealing with. We can select the feet, we can select in meters, it will convert into meters. If we select in feet, it will convert into feet. So true vertical depth of my well, it is 8,000. It is because if we are dealing with any horizontal well, or any deviation well, or directional well. So in that, we are having different TVT depth, like two vertical depth than measured depth. So here I am dealing with only a simple vertical well. So my measured depth is equals to the vertical depth. Now I'm done with this case. Now after completing this, I want to enter my downhole equipments. So for that, we have a very good option that we can label our equipments by entering their names. Like first of all, I'm dealing with Xmas 3, Xmas 3. Yes. Now at what depth it was? It is like 0. Now the next equipment was tubing. So after when we selected tubing, here you have to label it tubing. Now at what depth it is? It is 7,800 feet. Now, what is the tubing inside diameter? My in my well, in my case, my tubing inside diameter is 3.992 inches. Now, what is my tubing inside roughness? It is 0.0018. Now, after entering this, now I will enter my another data, that is the another equipment I am having. It is case. Now I will label it G-I-N-G case. Yes. It is at the depth of 8,000 feet, and I am having the casing inside diameter with 8.3 feet, and inside roughness it is, as previously mentioned. Now I'm done with this. Download equipment data. Now yes, very important. We have to enter the geothermal data. So for geothermal data, I want to enter the depth with respect to the temperature. So at surface depth, it is 0 fixed, and at surface it is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And at the depth of 8,000 feet formation, temperature would be 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So, for as I am dealing with a naturally flowing oil well, it is recommended that the overall heat transfer coefficient should be 8. It is standard data which is used in many companies. We are having we can also calculate it for different wells like gas well. It is different for gas well, and it is different for gas and oil, both combination of that well. So we are having we can calculate also, but standard, it is followed that 8 is the value of overall heat transfer coefficient. So if we're done with this, simply click done and leave the average heat capacities as default and click done. So when you're done with this, here you have entered all the PVD data, basic summary data, and all the equipments data which you are having in your well. So after all doing this, we can see simply by clicking the summary option here. And if you see here, your all entered data is formed like a table structure. And after this, if you simply click the draw down hold, you will simply see your well. Here is it. As you can see here, Xmas tree follows tubing and finally casing. So